Welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm Brenda Winkle, an intuitive leadership coach and somatic guide for high performers, high achievers who want more freedom, ease, joy, and energy. You are a visionary leader, driven, intuitive, and ready for more. More flow in your work, more presence and joy in your life and relationships, more trust in yourself and the decisions you make every day. Here, we explore the intersection of intuition, leadership, and energetic sovereignty, blending practical strategy with energetic alignment so you can create success that feels deeply fulfilling at work, at home, in your relationships, and in your own well-being. You'll hear inspiring stories, practical strategies, and high-level conversations designed to help you integrate the woo into your daily life. Because when your energy is aligned, everything flows. Ready to elevate how you lead and live? Start by downloading my free energy audit at brendawinkle.com/audit and discover what's fueling or depleting you. Let's do this. Your yes-filled life starts now. Hello and welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm your host, Brenda Winkle. Today on the podcast, we're going behind the scenes into the Yes to Me journey, which was live just last week. And I decided that I wanted to share some of the experience with you because I just feel like it's really important. I created the community I most wanted and most needed. Other people who are willing to say yes to themselves, yes to new dreams, yes to aligned relationships, yes to careers and livelihoods that feel expansive and fun, yes to doing the things that light them up, whether that's traveling or writing books. And coming together inside Yes to Me once a year is literally one of my favorite things to do. And it's my favorite thing because I get to watch the expansion that happens for the attendees and I get to feel it in myself. So one year during the Yes to Me challenge, back when it was a challenge before I changed the name to the Yes to Me journey, I was inside this group and I was talking about how important it was to do the things that bring you to your greatest joy, that light you up. And then when I got off of the call, the first thing I realized was I don't want to go to school on Monday. And I felt, whoa, okay, there's a little lack of integrity here. If I'm telling everybody to do what I think they should be doing, but I'm not doing it. Okay, that's interesting, Brenda. And so I dove into day 2 of the Yes to Me experience. And again, it came up for me that I wasn't following my own greatest joy. Well, by day 3, I had made the decision to leave my teaching career. And by day 4, I had submitted a resignation for a 26-year teaching career to go full time into the business that I now own. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't simple. It was complicated. I don't know necessarily that I would recommend that you do it the way that I did, but that's a story for another podcast. But the point is, there is something so transformative about this experience. It's like we're able to alchemize together and rise together in this beautiful experience called Yes to Me. And that's why I offer it every year. So, inside this Yes to Me journey, there are 4 days. I'm going to be sharing some of them with you. If you want the whole experience, if you want to do the meditations and the breath work and the journal prompts and hear the conversations, I have a way for you to do that, even though the event is no longer live. You can take advantage of the Yes to Me audio experience, which is now available. So you can go to the same website that the Yes to Me journey was available on, and that's brendawinkle.com/yes to me. And now you can download the audio experience and have lifetime access to that audio experience because you'll get to download the workbook and audio recordings of all 4 days. So to get that, go to brendawinkle.com/yes to me. That's brendawinkle.com/yes to me, YESTOME, all lowercase, all one word. Now, if you don't want to buy the Yes to Me experience, I'm still going to be sharing bits and pieces of the experience inside the podcast. And so the benefit to buying the audio experience is that you'll get access to the breath work, which is pretty amazing if I do say so myself. And then you'll get to hear the Q&As and the laser coaching. But there's no need for you to do that unless you really want to, because you are going to get so much just from listening to this episode. So, without further ado, here is day one of the Yes to Me Journey 2025. Yes to Me is this time where we get to get really clear on what matters to us. This isn't some time that I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff. It's actually going to be you uncovering. It's like a new infusion of energy and the why. When you're clear on the why, everything else gets easier. Because if the why isn't really solid, when there's an obstacle, when there's a challenge, when there's somebody who doesn't like what you're doing, it gets to be a lot harder. So, what we're going to do is I would love to know, and you can either come off of mute for this and speak if you'd like. If that makes you like want to throw up, you don't have to. You can put it in the chat. But I'd love to know, what is your intention? What is it that you really want to get out of these 4 days together? You're brilliant, successful, really good at what you do, and still there's a part of you wondering, am I still holding back? If you're craving a space where you can finally stop performing and start expressing the real you, your Yes Filled Life group coaching program was designed for this exact moment. It's a 12-week journey for high achieving empaths and intuitive leaders who are ready to lead, speak, live, and show up without shrinking. You'll reclaim your voice, not just for speaking or writing, but for boundary setting, decision making, and showing up with full energetic clarity. If you've ever thought, I just want to feel radiant and vibrant and really know myself, this is your space. Join us by July 30th for early access to the program. We begin in mid-September. To learn more and save your spot, go to brendawinkle.com/your yes filled life. That's brendawinkle.com/your yes filled life. You've built the life. Now it's time to bring your full self into it. Your yes filled life begins now. Blank slate. Yeah. How do I want to fill it? Where do I start? That's so exciting. That's amazing. So we've got a lot of different kinds of desires, and yet they all have a common thread. And the common thread is, how do I honor what it is that I want? How do I figure out what I want? How do I get there? Right? How do I get to clarity? How do I get to the new place? So here's where we're going today. Today, we're going to get clear on what we think it might be. And get clear on means we might end up with like 4 things it could be, or maybe it's laser focused on one. And then we're going to get clear on the why that matters. And I'll take you through something. And then tomorrow we've got laser coaching. And so you can all take advantage of that if you would like. And we're going to be diving into, is there anything that is getting in the way? And I'm going to be speaking to congruence. Is there anything out of congruence that is potentially blocking you? Because a lot of times when we have things that don't mesh totally, like if we have a belief that we want one thing, but then we have a belief that we're bad for wanting that one thing, it's like this push-pull that we start. And so we'll get clear on that. And then Wednesday, we're going to really create what we want for our vision. And we're going to be getting some ideas on daily things that we could do, little micro things we could do every single day to move towards what it is that we want. And then Thursday is more laser coaching. So that's where we're headed for the whole week. And it should be really fun. So today we're going to start with something that I hope is just fun. Don't take it too seriously, okay? When I think about if somebody says to me, "What do you want in your life?" If I'm not in the right space for that, I'll freeze because I don't even know. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean what I want for a life? Do I want to live in a different place? Do I want to travel full time? Yes. And no and yes and no and all the things. Because for me, I love adventure. I love making different decisions. It's fun for me to think about, okay, what would happen if this is what I chose today or if this is what I chose today. And so when somebody asks me a question like, what do you really want? It can cause me to be like, well, what do you mean? Because it's so serious, right? I don't think life's supposed to be that serious. I mean, are there decisions that we should take seriously? Yeah, probably. But if we don't have some fun with it, then we get into seriosity. And seriosity is one of the biggest pitfalls in the wellness space, in the spiritual space, and in personal development. Because when we start taking ourselves really, really seriously, we stop having fun and we start high performing. And considering that everybody in this call is at least used to be high performing, high achieving, if maybe we haven't toned it down a little bit, because I was like the queen of the gold star. Like I wanted the gold star. I would do anything for a gold star, including moving the gold star sticker from one paper to another if I needed to, because I was going to have the gold star. So when we get into seriousness or seriosity, it's really easy for us to start high performing. So I want to make this a little bit more fun. So instead of asking you to think about what you want, or even asking you to stay on one topic, what I'd love to invite you into is a little exercise called Wouldn't It Be Fun? And you are going to, for the length of a song, you're going to just write down everything that you can think of to finish that sentence. Wouldn't it be fun if we could hold a retreat in Italy? Wouldn't it be fun if we all decided to meet in Vancouver? Wouldn't it be fun if, and then just let your imagination flow. Wouldn't it be fun? Don't limit it. Just start journaling. Wouldn't it be fun? And think about every area of your life. Wouldn't it be fun if you met new friends? Wouldn't it be fun if you had this kind of way of bringing in income? Wouldn't it be fun if you, I don't know what, but just keep it broad and then get more specific with each fun. Wouldn't it be fun if? Do you understand what to do? Okay, so I'm going to play a song and I might have to change the song if the vibe isn't right. So, but because I think this will be okay. So, for the length of one song, just let yourself imagine, wouldn't it be fun if? If you have been feeling the nudge to speak up, to show up, to stop filtering yourself just to keep the peace, or because you're telling yourself it's not yet your turn, your Yesville Life Group coaching was made for you. This is a 12-week group experience for high achieving empaths and intuitive leaders who are ready to stop shrinking and start expressing themselves fully at home, in their work, and in every room they walk into. You're going to learn to trust your intuition, to trust your voice, to speak your truth, to set boundaries that actually hold. Because let's face it, your yes filled life is going to require you to say no to things that are not aligned. You're going to learn how to show up in your writing, your relationships. Maybe you want to show up differently on social media, and you'll definitely be able to show up differently in your leadership without over explaining or spiraling afterward. You're going to feel confident, aligned, brave, and totally clear on what matters most to you. Fall cohort enrollment is open now. And if you join by July 30th, you're going to get several extra weeks of access. It's somatic, it's trauma informed, it's energetically clean. It's grounded in tools that actually work for sensitive, successful people like you, and it's all done in community. Say yes to the version of you who's done playing small. Head over to brendawinkle.com/ your yes filled life to learn more and join us. There's even tiered pricing. That's brendawinkle.com/ your yes filled life. Yeah. So your wouldn't it be fun list is going to have one of two things on it. It's going to have the fuel that you can use to power you. So, like in some of the examples, wouldn't it be fun to have my friends over in the garden? Wouldn't it be fun to go to the movies more? Those are fuel. Okay. And then the other thing that might be there is pointing to something that would really light you up. Like Bhavani's example of the non-judgmental group for women, and Jennifer's example of being able to be paid to create. So, and you might have both. You might have both the fuel on your list and you might have the thing that you actually want. How many of you think you have a little bit of both? How many of you think you have mostly fuel? And how many of you have mostly just fun stuff that seems random right now, but maybe it'll connect later? Okay, cool. That don't ignore that. That is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. We call that multi-passionate. When you have lots of different interests. And so that is a good thing. Society will tell you that's a bad thing, but it's really not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. So when you think about the thing that you most want to focus on for today, for this week, and then you can do this again in other weeks on your own for other things. Can you think of the one thing you want to focus on the most that seems either like it hits that emotional tone of this feels really important, or this feels really fun, or I'm so curious about what it would be to do this? Can you find that one thing on your list? Maybe it's more than one. It's okay if it is. And again, we're not going to be too serious about this. Okay. We're not high achieving this. We're not high achieving this because we can high achieve other things. This is not where we're going to high achieve. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to decide and really get clear on why. Now, I already put this in the workbook that I gave you, but this will happen to everyone at some point, where at some point you're going to kind of come sideways on your why, and your why is going to relate back to other people so that they will do this. Or but we want the why to be really about you. And I'm naming this because this is going to happen where your why, as you're doing because of this, why, because of this, why, because of this, because of them. And so it's going to take all of us, I think, maybe not you, but probably you. It's going to take us focus and intention to keep the why internal. So if I tell you my why is really rooted in wanting to empower other women so that they don't have to experience some of the things that I experienced. That's it. That's my deep core why. If you would have asked me that why without that deep core why, I would have come up with all kinds of answers that weren't my actual why. Like over the course of my evolution, it was, well, I don't want other people to be in abusive relationships. Well, yeah, that's true, but that's not my why. And because it's not my why, when obstacles show up, or people say things that aren't very nice, or I have struggles, the why is not big enough to keep me moving ahead. But if I know that my why is to empower people because I know that that is my soul calling, I know that is what I'm here to do on this planet. And when I do it, I feel completely lit up, like chill bumps all over my body when I see a woman go, "Oh my God, I'm worth it." That's my why. Because I know that the more women who feel that sense of I'm worth it, I deserve the things that I want, I deserve a life that I want, I know that she's going to go out there and she's going to change the world. That's my why. But it'd be really easy for me to get that all twisty and think, well, it's about this, it's about that. No, it's that why that's like, when I have to make 6 pitches a week for podcasts and 6 pitches a week for brands, if I'm not super clear on my why, I will find 101 reasons why I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow will never come. So let's dive in and let's do just one round of why and see if it doesn't. Again, we're not high achieving this. We're not being super serious about this. You might end up with your core why in this process. It's possible you will. If you're a member of your yes filled life, it would surprise me if you don't end up with your core why because we've been working on this for a while. But you don't have to end up with it today. This is just part of the journey, okay? So do you know which one you want to work on for your why? And if you're not sure which one to work on for your why, I'm going to ask you which one you care the most about and do that one. Okay, well, you can share tomorrow if you want. I just want to remind you it does not have to be something serious or deep. There's a woman that I really like, and she was sitting next to me yesterday, and we were having these deep conversations. There's a group in my girlfriend's club. We went out wine tasting, and this woman is like, "Look, I'm shallow." And we all started laughing. I mean, when people tell you who they are, you believe them. So I was just looking at her and I mean, I was laughing and she's like, "I'm not deep. I'm pretty. I like nice things. I'm shallow." And I really like that about myself. And I was like, "You go, girl." And I thought, there's something just so freeing about knowing yourself and then saying, "This is who I am." And so it doesn't have to be deep. So yesterday, as I was driving, I live, right at the edge of wine country, and I'm always admiring the fields and the orchards and the vineyards and all the things. And as I was driving, I turned this road, and there's Mount Hood like right in front of me, and I've got grapes on one side, grapes on the other side, and then pine trees like the big, tall 100-foot firs on either sides of that. And I was just like, this is like a pinch me moment. I'm 8 minutes from home. I'm meeting the girls. And when I think about my why, it's so I can have moments like that that are just fun. So it might be really serious and deep, and it might be you just want to go have fun. And maybe she's shallow, and that's okay. But, the point is when you understand your why, you'll have the oomph to keep going, to keep getting curious because I can hear in everyone here who's shared, and I know you if you didn't share anything, and I know Karen who's coming in tomorrow, that you have these deep, they are deep ways in which you want to contribute to the planet, to society, to humanity, to your communities. And so if we can get really clear on that why so that you can articulate it, when you get ready to have to do whatever it is that you don't really want to do towards that thing, it's not so hard. Elizabeth Gilbert in Big Magic said, "You're going to eat a shit sandwich. You're going to. It just depends on what shit sandwich you want. So pick your sandwich wisely." And what she's pointing to here is there are parts of every one of our dreams that we're not going to dig along the way. But then there's this other part that's so good that makes it worth eating the shit sandwich. Your why is that piece. And so we're going to dive more into this tomorrow. And then we're going to dive more into how we can identify any incongruencies between what you say you want and maybe a belief that's like, oh, hey, I don't think it's safe to do that. Or, oh, hey, I can't do that because I don't know how. Or, oh, hey, there's an unhealed child part that's driving the boat here and she's 8. Um, and so we'll go through all those things tomorrow and it should be really I hope that you loved getting to experience some of the Yes to Me journey. Now, remember, if you choose, you can get full access to the breath work and the meditations and the journal prompts by going to brendawinkle.com/yes to me. I hope that you enjoyed that little behind the scenes peek into what the Yes to Me journey is like. Yes to Me it's so transformative. I love it. Every single year, I feel like I'm changed from being in community with these amazing women. And community is what it's all about right now. The whole personal growth thing, it's growing kind of tired, don't you think? Meaning, like, we focus on ourselves, we focus on the individual. And the truth is, our best learning happens in community. It happens when we can be witnessed by someone else and when we can see what's possible in someone else's journey. Community is really where it's at, doing this together. And if you're looking for a community to be a part of, Yes to Me group coaching program is now open for enrollment. We begin officially in September. But if you are interested in being a part of the community now, you can take advantage of an early bird offer, which would give you access to a very special program, Time Management for Empaths, when you join Yes to Me before July 30th. Now, if that's not for you, not to worry. I'll still be sharing all the great content that I've been sharing here on the podcast, including some more of the Yes to Me journey. I'm so grateful for you being here. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you. If you are enjoying the podcast and you're feeling like you're learning or growing or feeling expansive or inspired, would you please do 2 things? Would you please share it with someone you care about and go leave the podcast your 5-star rating and review wherever you're listening. It takes just about 30 seconds, and it's one of the most important things in the growth of a podcast. It'll help get the podcast into the ears of more listeners. Thank you so much for being here. Bye for now. Until next time.